Best gacha games nowadays become a top priority games genre for every players. Every games developer now compete themselves to create a gacha-friendly game RPG to make the loyal player always active on enjoying the game. Please help this video get 200 likes, please, thanks. Top 10 High Graphic Gacha Games Mobile. Best gacha games for Android, iOS. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. SAWERIA Teleport. SAWERIA Teleport. The developer know how to make the best gacha games on mobile. This RPG gacha game will let the player to summon 10 heroes that we can keep re-rolling it until we found the character we are looking for. Seriously, I'm so happy to get my first SSR character even though I just finished the tutorial. The main goal is to get the variation of SAWERIA pieces and combine it. When we drive into the combat, then we will play in a turn-based RPG base. We can freely pick to play manually or auto combat. We are really need to learn the combat mechanism. So every hero will have 3 active skills, which are basic skill, soul skill, and ultimate skill. The basic skill doesn't consume any power gauge, instead it will increase your gauge meter by using the basic skill. Soul skill will consume a power meter and breathe a cooldown afterwards in a certain time. The last one is the ultimate skill, is the most powerful attack that spans a lot of power meters. Remember, before we enter the combat battle, then we need to manage your best and favorite hero into your team. Every character will have a different type of combat style. SAWERIA Teleport is the best RPG gacha game for Android, iOS. Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul Mobile, Break the Chains. This is the best Tokyo Ghoul game on Android, iOS. I love how the game not only has classic turn-based RPG system, but it's more complex and we need to learn to be able to create a higher damage to the enemy. The gameplay of this best gacha game is really good. We will get so many SR characters even if we just started the game. We will especially get 1 free SSR characters after we finish the prologue. Honestly, the gacha rate is really high and it's become the game RPG with no pay to win and really free to play friendly gacha games. The combat mechanism of Tokyo Ghoul Mobile is we need to craft the same star skill to create more advanced skills. Try to stack it into 3-star grade, then your power burst will activate. It will help you to deal a higher damage each time our character unleashes the skill, then the ultimate skill will generate automatically. Every team will have 3 action turns. Try to understand the enemy attributes elements to make an advantage damage. Best gacha game high graphic for Android, iOS. TMan RPG Ecstasy. TMan RPG Ecstasy. As usual, TMan game's title always represents such a great visual games of character design. No wonder this game has always become the most looking game with a great collectibles of female heroes. TMan RPG Ecstasy is a turn-based RPG game. Seriously, it has a super simple combat mechanism. We don't even need to think about the strategy while we take the action of our turn. We just need to unleash the skill when the gauge meter is reaching the limit. Honestly, I'm not really sure of how good the gacha rate is, because we only get 3 R grade characters and I didn't get any SSR characters while I did my first summon. But seriously, this game is really good for you if you love to play a gacha game that is full of female characters. In combat, we can speed up the gameplay and do a fully autoplay. Remember to build up your team first, because we will have so many waves in one stage. In combat, we can get help from assist support heroes from the other players. Best gacha game RPG for Android, iOS. Shield Hero Rise. Shield Hero Rise. This is a new game gacha RPG for mobile that is adapted from anime. No wonder it has been downloaded by so many fans. It's about 100,000 players in a few weeks. For a gacha game, this is one of the cutest and stylish chibi design on characters, monster, enemies, and skill as well. The gameplay of Shield Hero Rise is a turn-based game RPG. In combat, we can try to use the variation of group attack skills to attack the enemy within more than one. The exclusive weapon will making a huge difference to the hero, because it will make the owner will get a special skill when equipped. At the beginning, we will freely get an epic hero that's so overpowered. Upgrading each hero by gearing up the equipment, awaken system, and also one of the most important thing that you cannot miss it is we can learn new captain's technique that can be unleashed during the combat, and it's changeable. This skill will make a huge difference on your team's winning chance. Best gacha Android and iOS with a high graphic gacha RPG games mobile. Reverse 1999. Reverse 1999 is the gacha game on mobile 100%. I guarantee player will love to play it directly on his first impression playing this RPG gacha game. In fact, I got 2 SSR characters on my first and second try. Can you imagine it's been downloaded by 1 million players in a flash and keep his score so high on Play Store with 4.8 stars? No one game gacha can stand against it. No wonder it has so many positive experience for the player to enjoy, like the music is made with a top-tier classical instrument, the storyline is really anti-mainstream which make the player feel confused and excited at the same time. But of course the gameplay and the visual graphic is AAA gacha game for me. Reverse 1999 has a unique gameplay. We need to combining some identical skill to create the stronger one and upgrading the star. Every character action will add the special skill meter and we should collect it before able to unleash the special skill. Some of the storyline is cannot skip it, so we need to understand the story, which is kind of good story driven game. You must play this game right now for the best gacha RPG games for Android iOS. Legend of Valkyries. Legend of Valkyries. This is one of the best small-size gacha games on Android iOS. You can download it just less than 1 GB, which is really difficult for us to find the gacha with a lower size and also playable for all kinds of phone specs. The combat battle is we can do a rush kill to break the enemy's long-range monster. It's not only about turn-based only, but we will show some conversations between the players and the enemy to know a little story of the game. Mostly it will appear before combat starts and the dialogue will come with no voiceover. Make sure you get 3 stars to get a higher amount of the combat battle reward. A new hero will join after we clear a certain chapter. Increase the character attributes power by inlay the gem, and it will increase the character attributes points every time we add all of the gem slot, then our gem level will be level up. Best RPG gacha games for Android iOS. Ethergazer Global. Ethergazer Global. We have seen so many action RPG games on Android iOS with so many features and different art style, but only few worthy action games that really have a balanced gacha rate, which is giving the players an easy way to get as great hero. Ethergazer Global is really not pay-to-win friendly. We don't need to pay cash to pass through the stages. We only need in-game gold to build up our hero. The developer is really active in giving the player some free items through emails to level up the hero's level. The game's combat gameplay is superb. One of the best top-tier action games that is similar with PGR on mobile with a super fast hack and slash in intense gameplay. Your dodging skill is really important to master to create a slow effect. We will come in a team on each battle, so the other allies will help us in a lot dealing damage. When their gauge meter is full, then we can cast their ultimate skill to a random enemy. Best action RPG gacha games for mobile. Lost Realm Chrono Reef. Lost Realm Chrono Reef. This game has their own different visual graphic, not like another mobile game we have ever seen now. It seems the developer really gets inspiration from Hades, but the whole gameplay is different. It has an idle RPG game with a collectibles hero. I feel it's not a pay-to-win game because we will easily get a strong hero just after clearing certain stages. The whole enemy is not very strong. We can easily let the game play by itself to protect our teams and unleash their skill directly. The gameplay of Lost Realm Chrono Reef is we need to build up every characters by equipping the best armory, accessories, ring, necklace, weapon. The equipment enhancement will upgrade the new sub-attributes, but it will cost some material. In combat, we also need to understand the risk restraint. It will give a huge advantage and disadvantage when we do it in the right enemy and lock the enemy has the weaker risk element. Placing the right hero into the right position will grant your winning rate in combat. Best RPG gacha for Android iOS. Tang Toa. Tang Toa Guren Lagan. This is actually a great idle game for you to play. It has a semi-AFK games that allow you to claim the AFK rewards while you are not in-game. It's giving a huge amount of rewards though. The gameplay is the best gacha game has an auto combat at all. We don't need to click anything while in combat, but we really need to maintain our hero before we come into the battle. When we do a gacha and get multiple same of the heroes, then we must do a dismantle of the same hero to get a random material for upgrading them. Upgrading the hero's level, gear up them and learn a new system is available to do. In the games, try to check the team's buff by the icon that is available on the right bottom corner. Best gacha RPG games for Android iOS. Knightcore Sword of Kingdom. Knightcore Sword of Kingdom. I remember this game has launched on Play Store before, but suddenly it came again with a different games publisher. This is kind of tower defense game RPG with a gacha game to collect cool hero. The game needs a lot of strategy to win. There is a small number on the right top corner of the heroes that will determine the amount of the energy need to respawn the hero, picking the best unit you have to deploy in the arena battle. In combat, we don't need to do anything as well because the hero will automatically move and attack the enemy on his nearby target. We just need to give an order to focus on which castle we must destroy. Every time our hero attacks, then it will recharge in the gauge meter to reach the maximum, then able to unleash the ultimate skills. We need to find another deploy point to summon another hero. The more the hero we summon will trigger the light chains attack to deal with a multiple monster. Make sure you are checking on the element counter impact. This feature will grant your damage way bigger than a normal damage based on the enemy's element's impact. The best gacha games Android iOS you can play on any devices. Code Geass Lost Story. Bonus Code Geass Lost Story. This best gacha game has a new gameplay which we must defend our area point and prevent the incoming enemy going through our hero by placing the right pilot and robot in the right lane. Some of the heroes will be able to lock the enemy from a far distance and some of them are available to lock the enemy only when they come closer. Each time we deploy the hero, we will gain a sort of cutscenes and show how the robot looks like. On the first 10 summons, we will gain a high-grade pilot which is 4 stars. Each of the pilots will have their own robot. Overall, if you love to play a story-driven game full of voice-over on each scene, then this game will be the best option for you to try and play. But also you can speed up the dialogue or even skip the cutscenes if you want to enjoy the gameplay directly. Best gacha game RPG for Android iOS. Equinox Down. Bonus Equinox Down. Right now this game is on early access. I am pretty sure this game will become the best gacha game 2024 on Android iOS. It has a robotic and western character design style and not an anime anymore. Which kind of visual design is becoming the most anticipated RPG games right now. The gameplay of Equinox Down is gacha based game. Look at how many SR characters I have. It's pretty no pay to win friendly. We need to level up our characters into maximum cap before we promote and expand the level cap. In combat, every hero will do an auto attack, but we only need to tap the skill when it's ready and drag it into the enemy you wanted. Some of the skill will lock the enemy randomly, so it depends on which position you are placing the hero. Best gacha game RPG for Android 2024.